MAKAVELI the Don till I'm gone. He was saying this shit while he was alive. He was telling us. We were talking about it. Nigga, I'm a legend. I'm putting in mine. You better put in yours, because I'm a legend already.
Man, history a legend. You define me. John MAKAVELI being
just a part of it because I was the bodyguard. Tupac chose me himself after being tired of a rotating schedule of bodyguards. I was living his life. So my personal lifestyle was his life.
For 1 year, Frank Alexander lived alongside Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records.
Sex, drugs, the money, the cars, the homes, Mercedes-Benz, Rolls Royces, Jaguars. A lot of fights. A lot of fights.
So, Reg, you told me before in the past that if you would have known Frank Alexander was taking pictures with Tupac and hanging out with the Outlaws and things of that nature, you said you would have fired his ass.
Yeah.
Was he being unprofessional, in your opinion? Why would you say that?
Well, number one, I don't believe it. I just believe that's what he wanted to put the narrative or to put the information out like they were so close and tight back in the day. And that's not factual and that's not real at all. Matter of fact, the last 6 weeks of Pac life, Frank wasn't even there working with him. The last time he worked was on July the 3rd. So I guess that was like about 5 weeks. And so Frank wants y'all to believe that, but that's not true. Frank and Pac didn't have no special relationship or anything. The young lady that they did the Let's Make the Wish thing for, I'm the one that brokered that and asked Tupac to do that. But he wanted to try to make it seem like, well, he never said it, but on the video it appears like Pac did that for him. By no means. And by her evidence on the interview she did with Art the Dialogue show, it shows you right there that Frank is no good. Frank is just a user. He's all about money and you know, what he could get, what could benefit him. She told y'all how he did him, you know, but that's Frank, man. But that's just Frank, you know, trying to write a book, and so you sensationalize stuff. But Pac didn't give a damn about me or nobody else on like that, you know. He grew to respect us and be cool with us because we was around, but it ain't like he had no special love for anybody other than his outlaws, Big Sight, and Suge.
So, in your opinion, you know, was Frank Alexander trying to be a celebrity himself? Was he the celebrity bodyguard that, you know, he wants the public to believe he was?
Well, the celebrity, yeah, the groupie type bodyguard that he was, that you could tell by the pictures and about what he did after the fact. You know, this is somebody that I got called in and we got called in the office, and I remember one of the things was what happened was like, man, Tupac in the bed fighting for his life. And Reg, your security guard riding down Las Vegas Boulevard with a drop top with his little bunny in the car with him. Man, is that how that dude mourning? I mean, what's up with that dude? And I'm just trying to show y'all and tell y'all that's the type of dude he was. When life got too rough for him, what did he do? He put a gun in his mouth and blew his brains out. So it shows you what type of nigga that is. When you can't deal with life, and you want to put a gun in your mouth and blow your brains out. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, Reg, let me say this to you. A lot of people from the last interview were saying you sound kind of hostile towards Frank Alexander. You know, can you explain, you know, why you may still feel that way?
Well, this dude wrote a book, didn't say none of the stuff that he said, got with some crackers, and then start putting out stuff with people that have never met, knew anything about Tupac before in their life, and then go do some DVDs and start blaming Reggie Wright and Suge Knight for murder. Man, people don't like hearing that their name brought up. about the I can give a fuck what you motherfuckers think about with the Biggie Small thing. Because I didn't know Biggie. I didn't have a relationship with Biggie. It ain't true, but it don't bother me. But Tupac Shakur, it bothers me. This is somebody I was around 11 months of his life. I had a relationship with his mama. I have a relationship with his, his aunt and friends and people like that. And so yeah, that bothers me to be accused or have my name associated with stuff like that because niggas is trying to make some money or trying to put something out there for clout or money or whatever reason. That bothers me. So yeah, I'm gonna always have ventum in my heart towards him. Yeah, I don't have no regrets for that.
Okay. All right. Can't tell you how to feel. So Reg, were you surprised that Frank Alexander actually wrote a book about his relationship with Tupac?
Well, that's what the era that people were in. But damn, the title, I Got Your Back. How you got my back? How do we got Tupac's back? Okay. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. How good did you know Frank Alexander?
Shit, like I knew the rest of those dudes that worked for me. Very little. Just was hired employees. Kevin Ecke I knew a little longer because he worked in the same area that I worked. He worked for the school police, and I worked, for the city police department. So we had a little bit more interactions, and the cops that worked at Compton with me, of course, I had better relationships with them. But Frank Alexander came in my office. He knew my assistant, the guy that ran my office, and he recommended him and one of my good friends that I grew up with, Cedric Storey. They were in the Marines together, and they both recommended him highly. I was warned not to hire him by somebody else that worked in my office, and she said there's something strange about that guy. But I didn't listen to her and listen to them and hired him. And, but in fairness, he was good. He was loyal as far as going to work, And so when you have businesses, and that's what you care about, to be honest, you just want to make sure that post is filled. And he was there to fill a lot of posts for me and working for me. But knowing how he is and hearing things that you say, that was out there and that you pointed out earlier, and things that he wrote in his book about he used to smoke weed with him and all of that stuff. As an employer, you don't want to hear about that about somebody. But other than being dependable and showing up to work and stuff, that's all I can say good. That was good for him or good about him.
So his actions, hanging out with Tupac, taking pictures. Now you finding out him smoking weed, him having a friend relationship. Did you advise your security guards not to mix business with pleasure when they were on detail for you because they need to be attentive and being aware of their surroundings at all times?
Well, that's the one thing I sold my guys on and try to train my guys. I hated bodyguards who was always in pictures and stuff like that, posing with their client and all of that. I see guys like that all day to day, that always taking pictures and stuff like that. I hate groupies. I hate to see a grown man, a little kid, a little boy, and all of that come up and ask somebody for an autograph, a female or something like that. Cool, but a grown man come and ask a dude for an autograph is the most groupiest thing in the world to me. It's a groupie to me. So I hate to see niggas posing with pictures with other men that you're working for and stuff like that. Yeah, so I hated that dearly, still to this day.
So in your opinion, Frank Alexander was acting more like a groupie than he was a bodyguard for Tupac?
That's what it appears now. What it appears now.
is it true that Tupac asked for Frank Alexander after, the way he handled the New York shooting with the dog pound? It's rumored that Tupac actually said, I want this guy to bodyguard me after the way, Frank reacted quickly and, promptly during the New York shooting. Is that true?
It was rumblings, and word got back that he did a good job out there. But those Frank's words, I never heard those words before. But that's his words. So it sounds good when you're writing it in a book and stuff like that. You ask me something about me. Shit, I made cheese to go with crackers. You ask me. Well, we all know niggas was in eating cheese and crackers the way before Reggie Wright came around. I discovered microwave popcorn.
All right.
You ask me, I'm the first person that ever made some microwave popcorn. Do that make it true? Hell no, it ain't. I used to fry popcorn on the doggone skillet with butter and grease. Well, a lot of y'all too young don't understand that.
What's that, the Jiffy Pop? Or it's just regular popcorn you pop like that?
Yeah, you don't even know you that young, back gal. You just put the popcorn in a pan and put some grease in there, some butter, and you just wait till it start popping. It just pop.
Oh, man. All right. So, Reg, what about Frank saying he was with Tupac a lot when Tupac was hanging out with young ladies, and he basically said he even was in the room with Tupac while he was having sex? Is that something that you would have frowned upon if you would have known about that while he was, basically on duty for you?
Of course I would, but I don't believe it. They didn't bring groupies to their house, so where did this happen at? He didn't bring no groupies back to his house. Tupac was in a relationship. At the studio, Pac was in there with Suge. So where did all this happen at? That's just Frank lying, putting things out there that's not factual, dog. That's just people making up. Sounds good. Make me think, man, those niggas was tight. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, dog. Where? Where could it happen at?
Do you think that Frank became comfortable with, Bodyguard and Tupac and the Outlaws? Do you think that he might have let his guard down a little bit? So, Reg, in your opinion, was Frank Alexander's actions or him being unprofessional, in your opinion, that night out in Las Vegas, did that help contribute to what happened to Tupac?
Well, no, not at all. It didn't help contribute to what happened. No, not at all. He did what he's supposed to do as far as breaking up the fight and getting them out of there. The only thing Frank did wrong that night is, number one, after that incident happened, he didn't notify me or any of the other guys what had happened to put us on heads or alert to what happened. But secondly, the part that he didn't advise Pac and Suge that, hey, my gun is in my car, even though y'all want me to drive the Outlaws, can y'all hold up until I go get my gun out of my car? And thirdly, and more importantly, he wasn't a good witness. He didn't witness and notice what had happened and was able to give the police. That's what we're supposed to be there for, to be the snitchers, to be the one to talk to the police and tell the police what happened. And he didn't advise them of a good description of the car and the occupants that particular night. And probably because he was scared. And when he heard those shots, he ducked. And him not being a real police officer wasn't able to have the training to observe what happened. So those are the only things, in my opinion, that he did wrong on that particular night. But no one could have prevented that from happening because drive-by shootings and stuff like that, ambush, you can't stop, man. Somebody want to ambush you sitting in the car, you're going to get ambushed sitting in the car. And that's what happened.